Have you ever felt like something in your life isn't right? Like a relationship, a job, or a habit that's weighing on your heart? What if that uneasy feeling is actually Allah's way of telling you it's time to let go? Today, I'll share 5 powerful signs Allah might be sending to guide you away from what no longer serves your faith, peace, and purpose. Don't miss this, because recognizing these signs could be the breakthrough you need to finally find clarity and peace. Sign 1. Stuck in a cycle of unhappiness or harm. The first sign is when you find yourself in a continuous cycle of unhappiness, emotional pain, or even harm. You may feel trapped, like every attempt to improve the situation leads nowhere. Maybe it's a relationship where trust has been broken repeatedly, or a situation where you keep losing confidence and peace. When something makes you feel trapped and stifled, this isn't just a fleeting emotion. It could be Allah's way of nudging you toward freedom, reminding you that He wants you to experience growth and tranquility, not continuous pain. Allah says in the Quran, "And we have certainly made life a trial and a test." But remember, even tests are meant to lead us to something better. If unhappiness has become a pattern, reflect on it deeply. Allah may be signaling that it's time to let go. Sign 2. Persistent unease and lack of peace. Next, let's talk about a feeling that many of us brush aside: persistent unease or lack of peace. Imagine this: you're constantly feeling unsettled, no matter what you try to do to feel better. There's no sakina, no inner tranquility. Often, this unrest is a clear sign from Allah that we're holding on to something that doesn't align with His plans for us. Our hearts are naturally designed to recognize what is right and what isn't. When something disturbs that inner peace repeatedly, it could be Allah's way of urging you to listen to your heart and seek His guidance. A sincere heart can often sense when something is wrong, so don't ignore these feelings of unease. They might just be Allah's way of steering you away from harm and toward a path of peace. Sign 3. Hindrance to your faith and worship. One of the clearest signs that Allah might be telling you to walk away is when something starts interfering with your faith and worship. Think about it. Has this situation, relationship, or environment pulled you away from your connection with Allah? Maybe you're finding it harder to pray on time, or you're skipping prayers more often than before. Perhaps your heart feels distant, and your faith doesn't feel as strong or comforting as it once did. If you feel that your mind is always occupied by this situation, person, or place, it's worth asking yourself if it's bringing you closer to Allah or pulling you further away. In Islam, worship and keeping close to Allah is our most important priority. It's the purpose of our lives. Anything that makes us forget Allah or prevents us from fulfilling our religious duties, like praying, reading Quran, or remembering Him in our day-to-day life, could be a warning sign. Think about this carefully. If a person, habit, or environment makes it hard for you to stay close to Allah, it might not be what's best for you. Allah loves those who put Him first, and He promises that when we leave something for His sake, He will replace it with something better. Letting go can feel difficult, especially if it's something or someone you care about. But Allah is the most merciful, and He always rewards us when we make sacrifices for His sake. Trust that by putting Allah first, He will bring something far better into your life. Reflect on whether holding on to this situation is worth the price of your faith. Allah always has a beautiful plan for those who trust Him, even if we don't see it right away. Sign 4. Contradiction with Islamic values. Another powerful sign that Allah might be guiding you to walk away is when something goes against your Islamic values and beliefs. Islam gives us a beautiful set of values to live by: honesty, kindness, humility, and respect for ourselves and others. These values aren't just rules, they're there to protect us and help us grow into the best versions of ourselves. When we find ourselves in situations or relationships that challenge these values, it's worth reflecting on whether it's something Allah would want us to be part of. Imagine, for example, being in a relationship or environment where you're encouraged to do things that don't feel right in your heart. Maybe there's pressure to compromise on what's halal, to cut corners, or to participate in behaviors you wouldn't feel proud of. You might start justifying actions you know aren't aligned with your beliefs. This conflict in values can create inner tension and unease, and it's often Allah's gentle way of nudging you back to a place of integrity and faith. In Islam, we're taught to protect our hearts, our minds, and our actions by staying within the boundaries Allah has set. When something feels like it's pulling you away from your principles, that's a signal to pause and assess. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, reminded us that a true believer is like pure, untainted water. When something tries to corrupt or change that purity, it can distance us from the light of our deen. It's not easy to walk away, but remember, Allah's boundaries are a protection, not a restriction. They safeguard us from the pain, regret, and inner conflict that come from living against our values. There might be situations where walking away means leaving behind people or things that you're deeply attached to. You might worry about loneliness or uncertainty in the future, but Allah never asks us to give up something without offering something even better in return. Allah tells us in the Quran, "And whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out." Quran 65 verse 2-3. This means that when we hold tightly to our Islamic values and trust in Allah's wisdom, He will open new doors for us, ways that bring us peace and honor our faith. It's essential to recognize that any temporary satisfaction or pleasure gained from compromising on these values is fleeting. The joy of staying true to our faith and knowing we're on a path that pleases Allah is unmatched. True contentment lies in living a life of sincerity, where our actions match our beliefs. When we sacrifice our values, even a little, we may feel a small sense of relief initially, but it is often followed by a deeper feeling of emptiness and regret. Remember, Allah created us with a purpose, and every boundary He has set is for our ultimate good. Walking away from situations that compromise our values can be challenging, but it is an act of courage and devotion. You're choosing to prioritize your relationship with Allah over anything temporary in this world. And when you take this step, even if it feels difficult at first, Allah's mercy will fill your life in ways you could never imagine. Letting go of what doesn't serve your soul makes room for what will bring you true peace, closeness to Allah, and a life that reflects your beautiful Islamic values. Trust that Allah is guiding you every step of the way, and in choosing Him, you are choosing a path of genuine peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Sign 5. Negative impact on important relationships. One of the clearest signs that Allah might be guiding you to walk away is when a situation or relationship starts to have a negative impact on the people you value most, your family, close friends, and loved ones. In Islam, relationships with family and the community are incredibly important. They're considered a blessing and a source of strength, comfort, and guidance. Allah places a lot of emphasis on treating our family with respect, kindness, and compassion. When something causes distance or tension between you and those who truly matter, it's often a sign that it's time to step back and evaluate whether that situation aligns with what Allah wants for you. Imagine being in a relationship or environment that causes frequent arguments with your family or friends. Maybe you find yourself more isolated, avoiding people you once turned to for comfort. Or perhaps you notice that your behavior around loved ones has changed. Maybe you're more withdrawn, irritable, or even defensive when discussing this situation. These shifts can be signs that something is disrupting your inner peace, and pulling you away from the relationships that Allah has blessed you with for support. In Islam, family is our first support system, and we're encouraged to strengthen those bonds as much as possible. We're taught to respect our parents, nurture our relationships with siblings, and treat our friends with honesty and kindness. When something in your life makes it harder to fulfill these responsibilities or weakens those bonds, it's often Allah's way of showing you that this path may not be the best for you. Allah wants us to surround ourselves with people who uplift us in our faith, encourage us toward good, and support us in becoming the best versions of ourselves. Think of it like this: when a relationship or situation becomes toxic or pulls you away from the ones who truly care for you, it's a sign that your spiritual and emotional health might be at risk. Allah warns us about environments and influences that could harm our hearts. Sometimes this harm is subtle and gradual. It might start with a small argument or an uncomfortable feeling, but over time it grows, making it difficult to maintain your close ties and sense of community. This tension could be a reminder from Allah to choose what will keep your heart and relationships pure and strong. It's also important to remember that the people Allah places in our lives, our family and true friends, are often sources of wisdom and support. They're there to help us stay grounded, remind us of our faith, and be there in times of joy and hardship. If you feel that a certain relationship or commitment isolates you or makes it harder to connect with them, it could be Allah's gentle nudge toward choosing relationships that align with your values. Sometimes we get attached to people or situations, thinking they'll bring us happiness, but if they're causing distance between us and our loved ones, that happiness may be an illusion. Allah knows what is best for our hearts, and He wants us to be surrounded by relationships that foster love, peace, and faith. There's a hadith where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of you are those who are best to their families." This statement reminds us that our character and well-being are often reflected in how we treat those closest to us. When something prevents us from fulfilling this duty, it's a sign that it may not be serving our souls or our faith. Letting go of something that causes strain in your relationships can be difficult, but by doing so, you're choosing to protect not only your peace, but also the harmony Allah wants for you in this world. Reflect on whether holding on to this situation is worth the impact it has on your relationships with those you hold dear. Trust that Allah has placed the right people in your life to support you on your path, and protecting those bonds is an act of faith and devotion. When we choose to honor these relationships, we're choosing a life of peace, sincerity, and closeness to Allah. And when we let go of what strains or disrupts these blessings, Allah often fills that space with more love, peace, and joy than we could have imagined. Walking away doesn't mean giving up. It means prioritizing what truly matters: your faith, your peace, and your family. It's about making the brave choice to protect what Allah has gifted you. If the situation is causing arguments, distrust, or even resentment among those who have been there for you, ask yourself if holding on is worth it. Is it worth risking those irreplaceable bonds? Those relationships are more than just connections. They're a part of your deen, your journey, and your support system. Consider the long-term effects on your heart and soul. Constant tension can weigh heavily, making you feel disconnected from your loved ones and ultimately from Allah. Walking away is not about failure. It's about seeking a healthier, more spiritually aligned life. You might not see the path forward right away, but trust that Allah is guiding you. He wants what's best for you, and sometimes the most merciful thing He can do is show you a way out. Remember, when you protect your relationships for the sake of Allah, you are investing in a life filled with barakah, blessings. It's about prioritizing quality over quantity, choosing deep, meaningful connections that help you grow in your deen. And while it might hurt to let go now, the peace and fulfillment that follow will make it worth it. Allah sees your struggle, and He will reward your efforts to keep your ties pure and strong. Take a moment to reflect. Are the people you care about being impacted negatively? Is your peace at home slipping away? If so, it's time to have an honest conversation with yourself and with Allah. Ask Him for guidance and be brave enough to act on it. Let go, not because it's easy, but because it's the path to a life that's truer to your values, your faith, and the people who love you most. These signs are often subtle, appearing as whispers in our hearts, but they carry immense meaning. They are Allah's gentle way of guiding us back to what truly matters. Sometimes we may overlook these signs, brushing them off as passing feelings or coincidences, but in reality, they're often Allah's way of helping us find clarity and focus in our lives. When we recognize these signs, we're being given a precious opportunity, an opportunity to prioritize peace, our faith, and the people who bring us closer to Allah. Each of these signs is a reminder to align our lives with the values that strengthen our connection with Allah and bring us closer to inner tranquility. If you've noticed any of these signs in your life, don't ignore them. Take a step back, reflect deeply, and make time for dua. Ask Allah to give you the wisdom and courage to walk away from what no longer serves you. Ask Him to open doors to relationships and situations that bring you closer to Him. Remember, it's not always easy to let go, but walking away isn't a loss when it's done for Allah's sake. In fact, it's a step forward, a path to something better that Allah has already planned for you. Trust that He sees your sacrifices and struggles, and that He will reward you with something far greater. Reflecting on these signs also gives us a chance to evaluate what we truly want from life and what is most important to us. Walking away doesn't mean we're losing. It means we're choosing what is right over what is easy. Allah promises that when we let go of something for His sake, He will replace it with something better, something that fulfills us in ways we couldn't have imagined. This is His mercy and His way of guiding us toward a life of peace and contentment. He knows what our hearts need, even when we may not fully understand it ourselves. Jazakumullahu khairan for watching. I pray that Allah grants each of us the clarity to recognize His signs, the strength to act upon them, and the patience to wait for the blessings that He has prepared for us. May Allah guide us all to paths filled with peace, growth, and nearness to Him. If this message has touched your heart or reminded you of Allah's wisdom, please share it with others who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to stay connected with more reminders on staying resilient and strong in faith. Thank you for being part of this journey, and may we continue to grow closer to Allah and live lives that reflect His guidance and mercy. Imagine working hard, pouring your heart into plans, relationships and dreams, only to watch them slip away right when you thought everything was falling into place. Frustrating, right? But what if I told you that every delay, every closed door was a sign, not of failure, but of protection, a divine hand guiding you away from unseen harm and towards something infinitely better? Today we're uncovering 5 powerful signs that Allah is protecting you from things you can't see, redirecting you toward a destiny far greater than you imagined. Ready to see life's setbacks in a whole new light? Let's dive in. 1. Repeated obstacles. When pursuing a goal. Sometimes, no matter how much you try, a specific goal remains just out of reach. You put in the effort, the time, and the dedication, but somehow things just keep falling apart. It's easy to feel frustrated, even hopeless. But when you face repeated obstacles, it may be a sign that Allah is protecting you from a path that would lead to harm. Each roadblock, each setback, may be Allah's way of saying, "This isn't for you." Instead of feeling defeated, recognize that sometimes these closed doors are blessings in disguise. What feels like rejection could be divine protection, keeping you safe from outcomes that would harm you in ways you cannot see. 2. Being drawn away from certain people or situations. Have you ever found yourself slowly drifting away from people or places that once seemed like a perfect fit? Maybe it's a friend group, a relationship, or even a workplace that no longer feels aligned with who you are. If you feel an inexplicable urge to distance yourself, trust it. Allah has knowledge of everything. He knows the intentions and energies that you cannot see. This inner pull, this instinct, is often Allah guiding you away from potentially toxic influences. It's His way of silently guiding you toward people and situations that nourish your soul instead of depleting it. Trust this process. It's one of the most beautiful ways He watches over you. 3. Delays and closed doors. Leading to better outcomes. We've all experienced the frustration of making plans, putting in effort and feeling hopeful, only to watch things fall apart at the last moment. It could be a job you were certain you'd get, a relationship you hoped would last, or a journey you were eagerly looking forward to, only to find that, for reasons beyond your control, it just didn't work out. In those moments, it's natural to feel disappointed or even question why things went wrong. But often, when we look back on these setbacks with hindsight, we can see something remarkable. Many times these delays and closed doors were blessings in disguise, leading us to outcomes that were far better than what we initially planned. Think of it this way. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, sometimes stops certain things from happening because He sees what we cannot. He knows the challenges, difficulties, or even dangers that may lie ahead on a path we are eager to pursue. When a door closes, it may be because Allah is protecting us from harm we can't see, or a situation that would ultimately bring more pain than benefit. This redirection is a form of His divine protection. He isn't simply taking something away. He is guiding us to something that aligns with our true purpose and well-being. Delays and setbacks are difficult because they often don't make sense in the moment. It's easy to feel as though our efforts have been wasted or that we're being prevented from achieving our dreams. But these pauses can serve as periods of growth, giving us time to reflect, gain strength, and build resilience. Allah knows the perfect timing for every event in our lives, and sometimes He places a delay to prepare us for something greater. What we perceive as a setback could be an opportunity for us to develop skills, strengthen our faith, or gain clarity on what we truly want and need. Consider a time when you felt devastated by a closed door, only to later find that it led you to an even better opportunity. This isn't a coincidence. Allah's plans are far more encompassing than our limited view. He sees not only what we desire, but also what is best for us in the long term. When He redirects us, He is leading us to a path filled with greater blessings, peace, and growth than we could have imagined. It's a beautiful reminder that while we can only see the present moment, Allah sees the entire journey and knows what will ultimately bring us happiness, fulfillment, and spiritual growth. So when you find yourself facing unexpected delays or closed doors, try to view them as signs of Allah's guidance and protection. Instead of feeling discouraged, take comfort in the knowledge that Allah is steering you away from potential harm and toward a future filled with more purpose and fulfillment. Trust that He's leading you toward opportunities that you may not yet see or understand, but that will bring you closer to the life you're meant to live. Embracing this trust allows us to walk through life with patience, knowing that Allah's plans are always in our best interest, even when they don't align with our immediate desires. The next time you face an unexpected turn in your path, remind yourself that these closed doors are Allah's way of guiding you to a destination that goes beyond your dreams. Allah's timing and wisdom are perfect, and with faith, you'll eventually see that every delay and redirection was part of a journey that was always meant to bring you closer to His light and the blessings He has prepared for you. 4. Strong intuition or restlessness. About specific decisions. There are times in life when we're on the verge of making a big decision and everything seems to line up perfectly. It might be a job that offers great potential, a relationship that seems promising, or an exciting new opportunity. But then, unexpectedly, a feeling of hesitation or unease creeps in, casting doubt over something we were once sure about. This inner voice, this sudden discomfort, is often more than just a fleeting thought. It can be a sign from Allah, gently warning us, guiding us away from unseen dangers, and encouraging us to pause and reflect before moving forward. Think of this intuition as a form of divine wisdom, a feeling placed in our hearts by Allah to protect us. When a choice or situation may not be in our best interest, Allah sometimes sends us this inner sense of restlessness as a way of signaling us to pay attention. It may feel like an unexplainable urge to take a step back, even if on the surface everything looks perfect. This restlessness, while uncomfortable, is often a sign of Allah's protection. It's His gentle way of nudging us to reconsider, to pause, and to take the time to seek further clarity. Ignoring it, especially when the decision feels exciting, can be tempting, but often this discomfort exists for a good reason. This feeling of intuition isn't always obvious or loud. It might be subtle, like a small voice in the back of our minds that questions our choice, a recurring thought that unsettles us, or an inexplicable hesitation that doesn't go away. These are moments of inner caution, like a built-in guidance system from Allah, reminding us that He sees beyond what we can see and knows what lies ahead. This gentle discomfort is a reminder that Allah's wisdom encompasses everything, even things hidden from our understanding. His protective guidance may appear as that small, quiet voice that prompts us to be cautious and to reflect deeply on the decisions we are about to make. When we feel this unease, it's important to take it seriously. Rather than pushing forward, use it as an opportunity to pause, pray for guidance, and seek clarity from Allah. Ask for His wisdom to make the best choice, and be open to the possibility that what seems good now may not be the right path in the long term. Seeking clarity through prayer and reflection brings Allah's light into our decision-making process, helping us see beyond the immediate and guiding us toward what is truly best for us. Trusting this intuition is a way of trusting Allah's wisdom and protection. Even if we don't fully understand why we feel this way, choosing to honor it is a way of acknowledging that Allah's knowledge surpasses ours. This restlessness may be His way of keeping us safe, steering us away from unseen harm, and guiding us toward a more fulfilling path that aligns with our true purpose. So the next time you experience a strong intuition or an unexpected discomfort about a decision, take a step back, listen to that inner voice, and remember that Allah is watching over you, shielding you from things you cannot see. Trust that He is guiding you to something better, and that by listening to this inner wisdom, you're choosing a path that aligns with His greater plan for you. 5. Increased guidance. Through prayer, Quran, or dreams, there are times when we feel a sudden, intense pull toward connecting with Allah, whether it's through more frequent prayer, opening the Quran unexpectedly, or having dreams that feel unusually vivid and impactful. These moments are not random. Often they are signs that Allah is guiding and protecting us from challenges we may not yet understand. When Allah wants to reach us, to shield us, or to steer us safely through unseen trials, He may place a deep urge in our hearts to turn to Him. This is one of the most beautiful expressions of His protection, as He gently calls us to remember Him and find comfort in His presence. Imagine times when you feel a strong desire to pray, even when life seems stable, as though an invisible force is drawing you closer to Allah. Perhaps you feel the urge to open the Quran, and the words you read resonate with you deeply, providing the guidance or comfort you needed. This heightened connection with Allah is no coincidence. He brings you closer because He knows what lies ahead, guiding you through His wisdom so that you may feel His protection around you. Sometimes these pulls toward prayer and the Quran come in moments of peace, strengthening us in ways we don't yet realize. Other times they appear in times of struggle, offering us comfort and clarity to navigate through difficulties. Dreams can also serve as subtle messages from Allah. Not all dreams carry divine significance, but some have a unique clarity and impact, lingering with us long after we wake. These dreams may bring us peace, encouragement, or even a gentle warning. A dream might show us a path that brings us comfort or provide a nudge to reconsider a choice. Allah's guidance isn't always delivered as a loud warning or a clear sign. Often it's a soft whisper in our sleep, a reassuring message or a gentle nudge that helps us reflect on our lives and decisions. This quiet guidance encourages us to be mindful and stay aligned with Allah's wisdom. The increased guidance we feel through prayer, the Quran, or dreams serves as a powerful reminder that Allah is close by, watching over us with care. This deep connection, especially when it feels stronger than usual, is His way of wrapping us in His protection. Allah knows our unseen struggles, the challenges ahead, and the thoughts within our hearts. By drawing us closer, He shields us from both visible and invisible harms, building a spiritual armor that no worldly threat can penetrate. When we feel this call, it is a beautiful invitation to strengthen our bond with Him, to trust in His wisdom, and to seek refuge in His mercy. Responding to this guidance with gratitude and reflection not only brings us closer to Allah, but also fills our hearts with a sense of peace and security that only He can provide. In these moments, remember that Allah is reminding you of His presence and reassuring you that no matter the challenges, He will light your path, protect you, and guide you to what is best. Embrace this increased guidance as a profound gift, a sign of His love, and a reminder that you are never alone in your journey. 6. Sudden clarity and positive changes. After leaving a situation. Leaving something that once felt important, a job, a relationship, a habit, or even a place, is never easy. It's natural to feel hesitant or question whether it's the right move. The initial step can feel uncomfortable, filled with self-doubt and even regret. But if, after stepping away, you suddenly feel lighter, experience newfound clarity, and notice positive changes entering your life, this may be a powerful sign that Allah was protecting and guiding you toward a better path all along. Often, when we're in the middle of something, it's hard to see how it might be limiting our growth. We might not notice the stress, the negativity, or the toxic patterns building up around us. In fact, it's easy to become so accustomed to these things that they start to feel normal. But when Allah gently removes us from that situation, it's like a heavy fog lifts, and we're able to finally see clearly. This new clarity is a blessing from Allah, a sign that He was helping us step away from something no longer aligned with our well-being or our life's purpose. After leaving, it's common to experience a surge of positive changes. You may feel unexpectedly energized, motivated, and at peace in ways you hadn't felt in a long time. Opportunities that once seemed blocked begin to flow more naturally. You might meet people who inspire and support you, find new doors opening, and notice that life starts moving forward again. These aren't coincidences, they are signs of Allah's mercy. By guiding you away from what was holding you back, He has created space for new blessings and growth to fill your life. Sometimes, we don't understand why Allah leads us away from certain situations. It may feel like a loss initially, especially if we had invested a lot emotionally or physically, but Allah's wisdom is far greater than ours. He sees the unseen and knows the future that we cannot. Sometimes, He takes away things to protect us from hidden harm or to lead us toward a more fulfilling path that aligns with our higher purpose. What seems painful or disappointing at first can ultimately become one of the greatest sources of peace and blessings. If you've left something behind and now see your life improving, take a moment to reflect and thank Allah. This clarity, this peace, and these positive shifts are not by chance. They are Allah's way of confirming His presence in your life. It's a reminder that He is constantly watching over you, guiding you away from things that may harm you and toward what will help you grow. Trust in His timing and His wisdom, even when the path feels uncertain. The changes you're experiencing now are signs of Allah's protection, leading you step by step toward a life that brings peace, fulfillment, and closer connection to Him. So, if you ever find yourself in a position where stepping away brings unexpected clarity, take it as a powerful sign of Allah's guidance. He has not only removed what was weighing you down, but is replacing it with blessings and growth. Embrace this new chapter with an open heart and gratitude, knowing that with every decision to let go, Allah is steering you toward a brighter, more meaningful path. These signs remind us of Allah's constant protection, guiding us even when we don't see the full picture. Whether it's obstacles on your path, an instinct to walk away, delays that lead to better outcomes, a quiet intuition, or the draw toward prayer. Each of these is Allah's way of saying, I am with you, protecting you from harm. Reflect on these signs, embrace them, and be grateful for the unseen ways Allah shields you every day. If you've felt these signs in your own life, share your story in the comments. Let us know how Allah's unseen protection has blessed you, and if this message brought you peace, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Together, let's remember Allah's wisdom and protection in every step of our journey. And He protects them in ways they cannot see. So, rely on Him, for He is the best of protectors. Imagine knowing that every struggle, every delay, and every unexpected turn in your life is actually part of a breathtaking, divine plan. A plan created just for you by Allah Himself. Have you ever wondered if what's happening right now is leading you towards something far greater than you could ever imagine? In today's video, we're diving into the 5 powerful signs that Allah is unfolding His beautiful plans for you, guiding you step by step towards a life filled with purpose, peace, and blessings. If you've ever felt lost, uncertain, or wondered if there's a deeper reason behind what you're going through, this is the guidance you've been waiting for. Stay tuned, because these signs could reveal that Allah is crafting something extraordinary in your life right now. Sign 1. A deep, unshakable peace in your heart. When Allah begins revealing His plans, you often feel a profound sense of peace, even in decisions that are difficult. This peace is not just a fleeting emotion, but a sense of calm that reassures you that you're exactly where you need to be. This tranquility in your heart is Allah's way of easing your soul, reminding you that whatever lies ahead is part of His wisdom and mercy. As Allah says in the Quran, "For indeed, with hardship will be ease." Quran 94:6. If you feel your heart at peace despite challenges, know that Allah is guiding you. 2. Unexpected opportunities that feel like divine interventions. One of the most beautiful signs of Allah's plan unfolding is when unexpected opportunities come your way. These aren't random occurrences. They feel as if they were tailor-made for you, aligning with your prayers and aspirations. Such moments are Allah's way of directing you toward what He has written for you, often coming just when you need them most. Allah tells us He provides for him from sources he never could imagine. Quran 65:3. These divine coincidences are often a sign of His careful planning, guiding you toward greater good. 3. Challenges that refine your patience and strength. One of the most powerful ways Allah guides us is through challenges and difficulties. When we face problems that don't seem to go away, it can feel overwhelming or even unfair. However, these challenges are actually Allah's way of helping us grow stronger, teaching us patience, and reminding us to rely on Him alone. They're not punishments, they're blessings in disguise, designed to prepare us for what's to come. Think of these challenges like training for an athlete. Just as an athlete has to go through tough exercises and endure physical strain to get stronger, Allah uses our life challenges to strengthen our hearts, minds, and faith. Each hardship is like a test that teaches us valuable lessons: patience, endurance, and trust in Allah's wisdom. Without these experiences, we wouldn't develop the inner strength we need to face life's bigger challenges or appreciate the blessings that Allah has planned for us. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever Allah intends good for, He afflicts them with trials." This means that when we experience tough times, it's a sign that Allah sees potential in us and wants us to grow. He wants us to become stronger, wiser, and closer to Him. Each trial is an opportunity to reflect, improve, and remember that Allah is with us every step of the way. If you're going through a tough situation, try to see it as part of Allah's beautiful plan. Remember, He knows what's best for you, even when it's hard to understand in the moment. Embrace these challenges with patience and faith, knowing that they are shaping you into a better, stronger person, ready for the blessings and wisdom that lie ahead. 4. Guidance through unseen intuition and dreams. Sometimes Allah's guidance comes to us in ways that are subtle yet powerful, through quiet intuition and meaningful dreams. These moments are special because they don't come from what we see or hear directly. They come from a deeper place, nudging us in a certain direction without us always understanding why. When we feel these inner promptings or have vivid dreams that leave a lasting impression, it's often Allah's way of communicating and guiding us. Intuition, or a gut feeling, is that quiet inner voice that sometimes tells you to go in a certain direction or make a particular choice. You might feel strongly about something without knowing why, or feel drawn away from something harmful without fully understanding the reason. This inner feeling isn't random. It's Allah protecting and guiding you, showing you the way forward. When you're about to make a decision or find yourself at a crossroads, listen carefully to this inner guidance. It's a precious form of Allah's wisdom, especially when paired with prayer and a sincere desire to do what's right. Then there are dreams, those that feel more significant than ordinary dreams. Sometimes these dreams are vivid or repetitive, carrying messages or themes that feel personal or profound. In Islam, dreams are recognized as a form of communication, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, spoke about the importance of certain dreams. Not all dreams carry meaning, but when a dream feels distinct, comforting, or instructional, it could be a sign that Allah is guiding you. For example, you may see yourself succeeding in something you've prayed about, or you may dream about a person or place connected to your life decisions. These dreams can give you peace, insight, or a renewed sense of purpose. It's essential to approach this guidance with humility and gratitude, remembering that Allah knows what is best for us. When intuition or dreams encourage us toward good actions or warn us from harm, we should take them seriously, pairing them with prayer and seeking Allah's continued guidance. In the Quran, Allah says, "He guides to Himself those who turn to Him." Quran 42:13. This means that when we sincerely seek guidance, Allah brings us closer to the right path. He may do so by placing certain feelings in our hearts or showing us signs in our dreams. This unseen guidance is a beautiful reminder that we are never alone. Allah is always near, helping us navigate life in ways that words can't explain. So if you're experiencing a strong intuitive feeling or recurring dreams that seem meaningful, consider them as signs. Trust that Allah may be communicating with you, gently nudging you towards a path that will bring you closer to Him and to the blessings He has planned for you. With prayer, trust, and reflection, these quiet signs become clearer and can lead to decisions that bring peace and fulfillment. 5. Discovering signs in the Quran and daily life. One of the most beautiful ways Allah reveals His guidance and plans for us is through signs we encounter in the Quran and in our daily lives. These signs are reminders of His presence, love, and wisdom, subtly woven into everyday experiences, interactions, and especially through His words in the Quran. If we pay close attention, these signs can provide clarity, direction, and reassurance that Allah is actively guiding our journey. Signs in the Quran, words that speak to your heart. The Quran is a divine guide, full of wisdom that reaches our hearts and minds. Often, when you're going through a challenging situation or seeking answers, you may find that specific verses of the Quran stand out to you, almost as if they were written for that exact moment in your life. It might be a verse about patience during difficult times, forgiveness, or trusting in Allah's plan. When these verses resonate strongly, it's not a coincidence. It's Allah's way of speaking directly to you through His words, guiding you toward the peace and clarity you seek. For instance, let's say you're feeling anxious about a decision. You open the Quran and the verse, "Verily, with every difficulty there is relief." Quran 94:6 catches your eye. This verse feels like a direct response to your worry, offering you comfort and hope. When such verses seem to answer your questions or ease your heart, they're powerful reminders that Allah is with you, encouraging you to hold on to faith and patience. The Quran is filled with these guiding verses, each designed to support us in our journey, and noticing them at the right time is a sign of Allah's closeness. Signs in daily life. Everyday experiences as divine messages. Beyond the Quran, Allah also sends us signs through our daily lives. These signs can come in various forms, through people we meet, situations we encounter, or even natural occurrences that seem to hold deeper meaning. For example, you might be seeking advice on a significant life decision, and suddenly you come across someone who shares a story or piece of wisdom that gives you clarity. These moments are like gentle nudges from Allah, guiding you in the right direction. Another example could be seeing certain things repeatedly, like hearing the same verse or message multiple times in different settings. Perhaps you're reminded about the importance of patience by several people in a single day, or you keep noticing examples of generosity around you when you're wondering if you should help someone. These recurring themes aren't coincidences. They're Allah's signs, encouraging you to act or understand something important. They remind you that He is present in every detail, showing you paths and perspectives that will help you grow and make wise choices. Nature as a reflection of Allah's signs. Even nature is filled with signs that reflect Allah's wisdom and greatness. The beauty of a sunrise, the vastness of the ocean, the resilience of a tiny plant breaking through concrete. All of these are reminders of Allah's power, creativity, and mercy. When you observe these moments with a reflective heart, they can strengthen your connection to Allah and deepen your appreciation for His creation. Allah mentions in the Quran, "Indeed, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and the alternation of the night and the day, are signs for those of understanding." Quran 3:190. Observing nature with a mindful heart can fill us with awe and remind us of Allah's mastery over all things, reinforcing our trust in His plans. Putting it all together, reflecting on Allah's signs with an open heart. Seeing Allah's signs in the Quran, in daily life, and in nature is an invitation to reflect, connect, and grow. It's Allah's way of gently guiding us, reminding us to rely on Him and trust the journey He has prepared for us. These signs encourage us to pause and think, to remember that life's twists and turns are all part of a greater plan. When you begin to notice these signs, it's essential to approach them with humility, gratitude, and openness. Reflect on them in your prayers, ask Allah for clarity, and seek understanding of what they mean for your life. Trust that Allah, in His wisdom, is showing you the way forward, helping you to grow, and reminding you that you are never alone. So, the next time you feel a verse from the Quran resonates deeply, or you notice themes and patterns in your life that seem to carry a message, take a moment to reflect. These are Allah's signs, guiding you gently toward the path He has beautifully crafted for you. Through His words and through the world around you, Allah is always near, guiding and protecting you every step of the way. 6. Increased compassion and a softer heart. Towards others. One of the most beautiful signs that Allah is unfolding His plan for you is when you begin to feel a profound increase in compassion, empathy, and kindness towards others. This transformation is a subtle yet powerful indication that Allah is shaping you into a better version of yourself. It's as though your heart, once weighed down by worries, frustrations, or grudges, becomes lighter and more open to understanding, forgiving, and helping those around you. This softening of the heart isn't just a change in how you feel, it's a spiritual shift that aligns you with the core values Allah calls us to embody: mercy, forgiveness, and kindness. When Allah chooses to work through us, He often begins with our hearts. This inner change leads you to be more patient with others, more willing to listen, and less likely to judge. Perhaps you notice yourself reacting differently in situations where you might once have been irritated or frustrated. Instead of anger, you feel a sense of calm and understanding. This newfound compassion is a gift from Allah, a sign that He is guiding you towards His divine purpose, making you a vessel of mercy in a world that desperately needs it. Forgiveness becomes easier and more natural. One of the strongest indicators of this transformation is a growing ability to forgive others. You may have experienced hurt or betrayal in the past that left deep emotional scars, and forgiveness may have felt almost impossible. But as Allah's plan unfolds in your life, you find a new strength within you, the strength to forgive. This doesn't mean that the pain is forgotten, but it means you begin to let go of the bitterness or resentment that may have held you back. This release isn't just for the benefit of others, it's for your own peace. By letting go of grudges, your heart becomes free to feel joy, peace, and love. The Quran reminds us of the importance of forgiveness, with Allah stating, "Let them pardon and overlook." Would you not like that Allah should forgive you? Quran 24:22. This verse serves as a reminder that, just as we wish for Allah's forgiveness, we are encouraged to offer the same to those who may have wronged us. When you feel this readiness to forgive and move forward, it's a strong sign that Allah is working through you, helping you reflect His mercy. A growing desire to help and serve others. As your heart softens, you may also notice an increased desire to help those in need. Whether it's comforting a friend, volunteering for a cause, or simply showing kindness to strangers, you feel a pull toward acts of service. This isn't about seeking recognition or reward. It's a genuine urge to ease the burdens of others and make their lives a little brighter. In fact, you might even feel that helping others brings a sense of fulfillment and purpose that nothing else can match. In Islam, this spirit of selfless giving is highly valued. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The best of people are those that bring the most benefit to the rest of mankind." This teaching emphasizes that being of service to others is one of the greatest acts of worship. When Allah's plan is unfolding in your life, He may inspire you to embody this message, guiding you to become a source of goodness and relief for others. This increased compassion and willingness to help is a sign that Allah's light is working through you. Patience and understanding replace anger and judgment. As Allah's plan shapes your heart, you may find that your reactions to others change significantly. Situations that once triggered anger or frustration now evoke a sense of understanding. You become more patient, willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, and less likely to judge harshly. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual transformation that reflects Allah's work within you. When someone wrongs you or behaves poorly, instead of immediately feeling hurt or offended, you might now pause and consider the struggles they could be facing. This compassionate perspective allows you to see beyond someone's actions, recognizing that everyone is on their own journey and may be struggling with challenges you cannot see. The Quran beautifully encourages this mindset, saying, "And the servants of the Most Merciful are those who walk upon the earth gently." Quran 25:63. This gentleness and patience is a reflection of Allah's mercy, a sign that He is guiding you to treat others with kindness, just as you would wish to be treated. Increased sensitivity to others' emotions and needs. Another sign that Allah's plan is unfolding through compassion is an increased sensitivity to the feelings and needs of others. You may notice yourself becoming more aware of how people around you feel and responding to their needs with empathy. It could be as simple as recognizing when a loved one needs a comforting word, or as significant as stepping up to support someone through a difficult time. This heightened sensitivity isn't about taking on everyone's problems, but rather showing kindness and understanding. By feeling compassion for others, you begin to see the world through a more caring lens, finding ways to offer support without expecting anything in return. This compassion brings you closer to Allah, as He is the ultimate source of mercy, and by acting on this sensitivity, you are fulfilling a part of His divine will. Seeing others as fellow creations of Allah. As your compassion grows, so does your recognition that everyone is a creation of Allah, deserving of respect and kindness. This realization transforms the way you view others, even those you may not agree with or fully understand. Instead of focusing on differences, you begin to see shared qualities and the common humanity that binds us all. This perspective fosters a profound sense of unity and reminds you that all of us are on this journey together under Allah's watchful care. The Quran teaches us, "We have certainly created man in the best of stature." Quran 95:4. When you start to see people as Allah's creations, it becomes easier to approach them with empathy and care. This is a clear sign of Allah's plan, guiding you to live in harmony with others and reflecting His mercy in all your interactions. Putting it all together, embracing the transformation with gratitude. This increased compassion and softening of the heart is a beautiful transformation, one that aligns you with Allah's divine purpose. Embrace this change and let it remind you of Allah's guidance in your life. When you feel your heart moving towards kindness, patience, and forgiveness, know that Allah is crafting you into someone capable of greater love and mercy. If you're experiencing this deep compassion and empathy, take it as a clear sign that Allah is unfolding His beautiful plan within you. Approach each day with gratitude for this gift and strive to nurture this compassion. By doing so, you're not only bringing blessings into your life, but also fulfilling Allah's purpose for you to be a source of peace, kindness, and mercy in the world. If you're experiencing peace, unexpected guidance, refining challenges, intuition, and signs in the Quran, trust that Allah is indeed unfolding His beautiful plans for you. Be patient, stay close to Him, and know that His wisdom is far beyond what we can perceive. Thank you for joining us. May Allah guide us all on His beautiful path. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Islamic insights. Jazakallah khair. Remember, Allah's plans are always more beautiful than anything we could imagine. Trust in His wisdom.